Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking off the digitizer from this Nintendo Switch Lite and changing it for a brand new one. There seem to be bite marks across the top here and bite marks corresponding on the back here. Apart from that, the Nintendo Switch seems to be in very good condition. A few scuff marks here and there, but I think I can clean that up. I'll show you exactly what's going on with this digitizer. Turn the Nintendo Switch on. Okay. And it auto selects. There you go. Best way to show this, if we go into settings, can't go anywhere on the settings freely or easily. Okay, there you go. So we're going to change the digitizer. I have managed to go into the digitizer settings, and there seems to be an area all the way down here which seems to be unusable, so that's the reason for changing it. Okay, so we'll power down by holding the button for 12 seconds. And that should be good. So we'll start by taking off the 2 Phillips head screwdrivers on top, the 2 Phillips head screwdrivers on the bottom, and on the back there are 4 tri-wing screws. So let's start with the Phillips. Okay, now onto the tri-wing. Okay, and make sure you've got no game cartridge in the console before you take off the frame, and you just pull the frame apart. Oh, I need a bit of assistance here because this hasn't really been done. There we go. Okay. This one's sticky. There we go. And be careful at the top here because you've got the audio jack, and it does catch on there. Okay, so next we'll be taking off 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws, and that releases this back plate. I believe all these screws are the same length. I'll put them in different corresponding boxes just to be on the safe side. Yeah, they're all the same length. Okay, I find it easier to always lift it up from this side, because it does catch on this side sometimes. So be careful of these ribbon cables as you're lifting that up. Okay, now we are to the insides of the Nintendo Switch. We will be removing this ribbon cable here. In order to do that, we need to take off the heatsink, we need to take off the cartridge holder, and because we're going to be taking out these ribbon cables, always remove the battery. Okay, that's the battery disconnected. And now we're going to get the 3 Phillips screwdriver bits removed from the heatsink. Looks like this one's been taken apart before. I know that because this was torn. Okay, so let's take out this ribbon cable here. For a sec. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Phillips screws there to remove. You will need to take all 7 out, because those 2 units come out as one. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera. I'll review the video and find a better way to mount the camera, if there is a better way. It's currently hanging from my ceiling. Okay, these 2 items just lift out, try and lift them out together so you don't rip any ribbon cables, and just put it to a side and release those 2 items. So now we've got these ribbon cables free. This is the digitizer, this is the LCD screen. So we'll be removing the digitizer. Be careful because this bit of plastic is very, very thin and it just bends. There you go, clip up. Now as this digitizer is broken already, I'm not worrying about using metal to lift that off. Okay, battery's removed, digitizer's removed, time for some heat. And as we heat it up, we're going to be using some shims to put underneath the screen to lift it. So excuse the noise. Here we go. This one's been quite stubborn, so I've just had to use that metal shim just to try and lift the area up. You know, to be careful because the digitizer is extremely thin. You don't want to hit that screen underneath, so don't go in any further than these picks will allow you to go. Okay. Doesn't take a lot of heat for this glue to unstick. Just going to work your way around. Being careful at this end, because that's where the ribbon cables feed through. So we'll carry on going around now. And the reason I'm moving around so much is because I don't want to hit any of these buttons with too much heat, melting those and stopping me from, well, I'd have to take the whole thing apart and replace those. And that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to do an easier way. So just slowly work your way around, not a race. Certainly won't be winning by going too fast. Okay, so we're pretty much there. Now remember, this is where the digitizer cable goes round to the back, so be careful coming round here. I should be able to heat it up and lift it off, because we're not saving this. We're getting rid of that because of the issues with it. Okay, that should be enough heat. Let's try and lift it. Lovely, there we go. Perfect. There's the old digitizer, as you can see there, bite marks. Let's see it probably better on this side, bite marks here. So I think the child has just gone and bitten the screen. Right. Doesn't appear to have glue on it. Let's reapply this glue. Once this glue strip cools down, it becomes extremely tacky and it can be reused over and over again, as long as you don't tear it. As you can see, it's all good. Give that a quick clean with some IPA. Extremely gentle. As I said, everything on this is extremely thin. Try and get rid of any finger marks. Make things worse. Okay, just go over it a couple of times, get the majority of that off. So that looks like. I have to take the board off. Really didn't want to have to take the board off. For some reason this one's being awkward. Let's try that pick in there. Take this film off here. Let's attach the wire so we don't lose it back through the hole. Let's put it all the way through. Make sure the arm is lifted up, otherwise you're not going nowhere. Yeah, I'm going to lose it back through the hole. There we go. So I'll stitch all the way over. Okay, let's go all the way. Oh, I need to take off the plastic prior. Nope, not that one. Is there any plastic that side? No, there's no plastic that side. Okay, and plastic on the top. So let's get seated in as best we can. Okay. It seems to be stuck down that side. Plenty of cable this side. Pins look good. Squeeze it all in. Okay, right, well that took longer than expected. Oh, right. So let's fit the digitizer back into its cradle. This is always a nice easy one to fit. Let's try it with just the hands first. So back and I usually find it easier to push down one side and feed it along, keeping in mind to keep it away from those pins. There you go, we're now seated in. Let's bring that arm back across. Okay, right, now that's all attached. Before I put the back on in the heatsink, I'm just going to do a quick test to make sure I didn't break the digitizer. Okay, let's try power on. Okay, at least the screen comes on. Perfect. Good, right. Ooh, this is working very well. Okay, just going to test. A lot of light coming from the back area there. It's not affecting it. I'm happy with that. As I said before, all the way down here, all the way down here, you couldn't touch between those two lines, and it'll just automatically touch. Okay. To find out what that light area is. I might have hit something whilst doing this. Doesn't seem to be any other light areas. Okay, well I'm happy with that. That's the digitizer changed, stuck back down, nice and flush. So we just put the heatsink, we turn it off again, because obviously I'm going to be using metal equipment around it. I always just look at the backlight here, don't need to look at the screen. To turn it off, hold the button down, powered off, perfect. Okay, after testing it, I'm going to take the battery off again. Lovely, because we're going to be putting some more cables back in. So we'll get the head jack and the cartridge holder. Put those in. Put the corresponding screws in the spaces. I'm thinking about getting a little electric screwdriver at some point. Guys, let me know what you think. I don't mind this, they're only small screws, but at some point we will be going to do larger equipment. I would like to stay with consoles, so I wouldn't mind PlayStation 4s, maybe go retro, go SNES, NES, N64, all the good old games and consoles. Okay, we'll put the heatsink back on next. Okay, and put the large heatsink back on the back. I'm not going to bother putting any fresh heatsink on the rear here, as we didn't really touch it, we didn't do anything to it, we didn't clean it off, so there's no reason to change something that hasn't faulted so far. Okay, one last screw on here. Lovely. Okay guys, time to put the back on. I'm going to remember, I'm going to go over the top of this jack. Make sure it's all nice and flush at the back here, because you can sometimes end up with a bulge in the middle here if you don't line it up correctly. And go round, snap it all in place. No bulge, perfect. I did fast forward through putting the screws in the top and the bottom and the back, just reversing what you did at the beginning. As the Nintendo Switch works absolutely fine, the touchscreen works. Absolutely fine. Still got that light patch there in the corner, so I have to take that apart at some point and see what that's about. Don't see it being an issue though. Still play games. Yeah. So thanks for watching guys. Next time we'll be doing some soldering on some Nintendo Switches I've got off eBay with various issues. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, comment if you liked the video, comment if you didn't like the video, and see you next time. Thank you.